Yeah, I just got a little discrepancy with something you said as far as nobody being able to pass LeBron in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
With that being said, let me start by saying, let's remember Kareem got all his points without making one three-pointer. The three-pointer changes the game. Steph Curry, if given 20 years, will pass LeBron.
Okay. Wait. Steph Curry right now is out indefinitely and has shaky ankles. 20 years, Steph Curry. How old is Steph Curry? So like things got to make sense. And I love that you love Steph Curry. He's 34 years old. So you saying Steph Curry's going to play till he's 54?
No, I'm talking about in total. He's not. How many years is Steph?
He will be 35. Wait, hold on. Steph Curry's going to be 35 in March. LeBron is 38 and y'all already putting him out the pasture. And Steph Curry is injured out indefinitely this year, not even averaging as much as LeBron, who's still playing. And he's 15,000 points behind him, which is at least 4 seasons. So let's give him 4 seasons. But LeBron doesn't score another basket 4 seasons from now, Steph Curry would be 38 years old, the same age as LeBron, and he would have to average 30 points a game every single season for the next 4 seasons. You believe that can happen, Derek?
No, my point is, if given the same amount of time.
But he's not giving us no. Come on, let's stop being emotional about this. Let's just I said something that I stand by. I don't think we're going to see anyone reach, and LeBron's going to get 40,000 points because he knows that that's almost untouchable. I'm not saying it's ever not going to be reached because it will be reached. I just don't think you're going to see it and I'm going to see it. Maybe 100 years from now, there's going to be somebody that's going to come in and drop 50 points a game if there is still a world. And they're going to come in at 16 and play for 20 years. But that's like, no injuries, no issues, no pandemic. Like all of these things have to come into play, and it has to be a perfect situation. I'm just saying, let's get this man his flowers and stop being emotional about it. Listen, Wardell Curry II is an amazing human being. But if we're going to go there, I would say Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf could have been way better had he not had his career upended by the NBA. But like, this is not a discussion about that. This is about somebody that's great. Can we sit in greatness for a minute? Dr. Amin, let me bring you in because I just, can we sit in greatness and appreciate it without always having something to say? Let me welcome to the show the CEO of Calabash Tea and Tonic. That's in the DMV area. She, of course, is a whole doctor of all things holistic and healing. Let me welcome back to the show, Dr. Sunyata Amin. Hello.
Hello, Professor Hunter. It's so happy. It's a happy day for me. Always a happy Wednesday when I can hang out with you.
Thank you.
So can we sit in greatness was a question, right?
Yes. Can we just appreciate greatness without always bringing something else into the pot?
Yeah. Well, I mean, goat is a goat. It says greatest of all time, but really so many goats, right? Like we can have many goats. Like if you're in the Caribbean, goats are everywhere, right? Like real live goats. We can have goats, many goats. So I don't think anybody says, well, this is the goat and there are no other goats. These guys all have their own talent. Everybody does. And we say that everybody has a medicine to bring to a village. So all of these cats have their own talent.
Well, I'm saying something like a little bit different. That a record history was made last night.
All right.
History was made in our lifetimes. I've gotten to see both. I got to see Kareem score his history breaking 38,830 whatever points. I got to witness that with my own eyes. And last night in the third quarter, I got to see LeBron James break that record in front of the entire world. I do not believe in our lifetimes we're going to see somebody break whatever record because he's not stopping. He's going to be playing another season. He's going to score another point. I just, this is not, this was not it last night. But if we witness history, I feel like we don't sit in the great things that are happening enough. And I'm talking to myself too.
Trying to take that away from him.
Or just move on, like, because they don't like him or whatever the situation is. But I just feel like even with us, I've been accused of not stopping to smell the roses of the things, and I'm taking heed of that. Like, let's sit in the great things that are happening. There's enough things to complain about in this world. There are enough people to complain about. Can we sit when something is great and sit in it and appreciate it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think all those things are possible. sit with that person, acknowledge the next set of people, be like, this is the up and coming cat, right? Like you said about Steph Curry. That's that next guy. You think he's going to get there? Is that the thing? You don't
No,
think?
I absolutely do not think Steph Curry will ever reach LeBron James. But but it's math, like I look at this, and not because I'm hating on him. I don't want him to. I don't have I don't have what do you call it? A dog in this race per se, but you just got to look at the sheet and say, here's what it would have to take. Now, maybe Steph Curry's the type of guy who says I can average 35 points over the next 5 seasons. Maybe that's on his to-do list. And if that's the case, then I think he'll be unstoppable to get there. Because, there's certain people, when they put their minds to doing something, they can do all things. But I really think LeBron had this on his to-do list. He even said to his sons, okay, here's what he came in. I got to average 8 points every quarter. And by the fourth quarter, like he had a game plan for how he was going to do it last night on the 7th day of Black History Month. And I'm saying that I think he was intentional about doing it in Black History Month before the All-Star game too. I feel like he wanted to go into the All-Star game with that. Like at every step, this is a young man who started his life in a way that didn't really honor his humanity, born to a mother who was battling drug addiction, right? And not really having a dad there, but has figured out life in a way where you take your people with you. You train your people so that they're great. You release them into the world to be great. You raise your children. You're there with your, I'm a wear bracelet to remind me to not be an embarrassment. I'm going to go out. I'm going to empower my community. I'm going to go back. I'm going to win a championship since, I went and won one with my friends. Now I'm going to come back and win with, I just feel at every turn he has been intentional about the things that he was going to deliver to the world. And that should be more than even on the court stuff, should be also praised, because we all have a life, and how intentional are our lives? What are we doing? What's on your vision board?
Right. Are you also counting the stuff that he does off the court in terms of his endeavors for bettering his community with scholastic achievements, et cetera? Or you just talking about the sport?
Yeah, I added that into the conversation just now. Yes.
Yeah. I'm just making sure people acknowledge that. That's a big deal. There are a lot of folks who are GOATs per se, who just never did that. So this is really important. He's an exemplary human being. He deserves that.